our country and how we can continue to survive and keep pushing for the survival of liberty and constitutional law. I just found it completely out of line to have people question this judge's conscience when he was looking at the Constitution. And I'm thinking, when in America did we find the Constitution to be questioned, especially when the Fourth Amendment stands? No searches or seizures or wiretapping or any of these things. Maybe we do need to put a provision there for wiretapping and electronic harassment, because it just seems to me that this whole idea of electronic harassment has also been in the news kind of silently. We've heard people say, well, the Navy shooter started shooting because he heard voices. Miriam Carey heard voices. She felt that she was wiretapped or at least being spied upon by Barack Obama. I mean, we've heard these stories countless times and people dismiss them as just lunacy. But, we do have the technology, and obviously we have the technology to wiretap, plus we have the technology to harass, don't you think?
Of course we do. I mean, of course this exists, and it's now being introduced to the public step by step, and we see that through all sorts of different things. Of course, one of the ways that always works is to introduce technology via Hollywood, and it's interesting to see in movies like Minority Report get cited again and again and again and again because of the technology that was in that report. That suddenly, imagine that, now a few years later, we actually have this technology, and they keep introducing little bits and pieces to the public through that, or through advertising, the billboards that can beam advertisements directly into your ear, so that to anyone else it looks like you're just hearing things, but of course you are actually hearing whatever they're beaming into your ear. I mean, all of these crazy technologies actually exist, and they are being introduced to the public little by little. But imagine how much more they have under that veil of national security. And we talk about how crazy it is that now the government and the media is coming out and saying that this ruling, that this is all unconstitutional, is way out there. But it gets even worse, actually. Foreign Policy just had an editorial from a professor at Tufts University who got to spend the day at NSA headquarters in Fort Meade. And he reported that one of the NSA officials was talking about how he was so mad at the media for misreporting and misleading the American people about what's going on, that he said that he hoped the Obama administration would crack down on reporters. And the direct quote is, "I have some reforms for the First Amendment," which is a pretty chilling, terrifying thing to be hearing from someone who is obviously part of this cryptocracy.
Are we losing the battle or are we winning the battle? I mean, this judge's decision looks like a win, but when you have a group of people who are apologists for the totalitarian regime, which is the Obama administration, are we seeing a win or are we seeing a lose here?
I guess time will tell, but I'm not exactly holding my breath that this judge's ruling is going to be the final word on the matter. Obviously, it's going to be appealed, and it's going